of the Food Network and all of our friends. We are live with the stars of Chef Dynasty, House of Fang. That's you guys. Tonight, guys, you are going to find out all about what went down at Kristi Yamaguchi's charity dinner. I want to get an update from you guys on how Chef Krista is doing, and we are going to test the Fang menu knowledge of these two ladies here. So, yes, that's right. Gear up, girls. Gear up. I have Fang servers Katie Chung-Hua and Christy-Anne Lopez here with me tonight.
Hey,
hi, lady.
Hi, Christy.
We have just been giggling it up. We just finished watching the episode of the show, episode 3, Kristi Yamaguchi. We had poor Kristi thought she wasn't going to get an opportunity, and everything worked out well. What is your guys' first reaction after seeing yourselves on episode 3?
Episode 3 was good. I think that you always get cringy every time you're on TV, but I think this episode was pretty light on us.
Yeah,
so
and
I
I
didn't get a lot of airtime, which is good.
yeah, I actually really like the fact that
I was a little disappointed, to be honest.
Well, I think that's why we're excited to be together right now. We're like, oh yeah, we're together.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't think that they were gonna go with a cliffhanger. That's not something I suspected with this series at all.
Well, yeah, and you can watch on Food Network and on Discovery Plus, and on Discovery Plus especially, it was like, okay, rolling into the next episode of whatever other show it wanted me to watch. It was like, wait, what happened? Where's the meatball?
Yes.
What happened to the meatball?
Did he ever get his meatball?
So are we gonna find out next week?
Yes.
The fate of the missing meatball?
Yes.
Okay.
Does he get to eat the meatball? Does he not? Yes, we will find out.
Okay, fingers crossed. We love that. But we are doing this every week, aren't we, ladies?
We
Sitting
are,
down and
yes.
covering the latest episode of the show. For episode 1, Kristi and I sat down. We got Katie on episode 2, so go back and watch those after we're done here if you want to check it out. And I am going to get rolling. We are live on YouTube, so if we
can't edit, we can't filter.
Oh God,
edit,
not a good thing.
filter. And also, all of your fans and friends or detractors out there can ask you anything that they want to.
Ooh,
So
come through.
we're
Come
open.
Come through.
Where's Long? Long, are you on here? Get on here, Long.
We're open and we are ready. Look at that. Fancy pants, ladies. All right, let's roll into some very nosy questions
Okay.
that I have for the two of you after watching this party. We saw, Kristi, how much you got excited when you learned that it was Kristi Yamaguchi that was going to be at the dinner. We didn't get really a reaction from you, Katie, when you were chosen to actually work the dinner. Was that meaningful for you?
Oh, it was very meaningful for me. I think also I knew how much Kristi really wanted to be there, so part of me was kind of torn. Like, I don't want to be too excited and then have her be like, oh, bummed out. So I wanted to make sure for my friend too that, I was like, oh, it's fine. It's like not a big deal.
You're so sweet, girl.
But I was a huge fan of Kristi growing up. I mean, that was why I wanted to be a figure skater. She looked like me. I watched the Olympics and she was the only Asian American that I could sit there and cheer for.
Yeah.
So I was really excited.
I know. I remember when that was such a huge deal too, but I was not inspired to the point to go play hockey like you were, Katie, in high school, which is a pretty cool story you guys can check out on the after show episode 2.
I think if you were Asian and you wanted to immediately get on the ice and be Kristi Yamaguchi, like it didn't even matter if you were Asian. Like if you watched her on TV, you wanted to become a figure skater.
Yes, that generation. I mean, every time you mention Kristi Yamaguchi to people that are our age, they're fans of her.
We like
they
that.
wanted to be her and they wanted to figure skate if whatever it was, but she was such an idol for so many women our age.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and this is a reality show, lady. So, Kristi, if you really wanted to get in there, you could have bumped Katie off in some way, locked her in a closet. I mean, we would have taken any drama we could get, but you two really seem to have developed an authentic friendship.
Yes.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a very on and off screen friendship.
Yeah.
I love that for you. And we just love to hear how real everything that's going down in the restaurant is too. And we got another new face. Kristi, you're not like the new girl in town anymore.
Yes, there's
after this week.
new fresh meat. That
New.
honestly took so much off my plate. Like it took the pressure off and for her to be a brand new chef. But Krista is amazing. Like I'm so happy that she was able to have her time on screen and have her introduction because truly outside the kitchen, like she is a badass. Like a quick story, she's this sweet. The day of Katie's birthday, like she showed up with these fabulous desserts for her. It was so cool.
And I had only met her maybe once or twice before that.
Yeah.
And she showed up with a whole tray of treats for my birthday.
Like
and it
knowing
was-
she's gluten free, she's
Yeah.
like, oh, and I also heard that you're gluten free,
Yeah.
so don't worry, you can totally have these. But she is
so
amazing.
sweet.
Oh my
So
gosh.
sweet. But I think this is just the beginning for Krista. I think if anything, I mean, she's so talented as a chef.
Mhm.
This is going to open up so many doors for her, and people are just going to see how talented she is as the show goes on.
Well, and I found myself really rooting for her. You know, she's very likable, and she's maybe not doing everything perfectly the first time around like any of us would, but
Mhm.
she's handling it really well and handling herself. And you can tell that she values this opportunity. It's so huge to be able to be in the kitchen with Chef Kathy and Chef Peter. So I got to know, how is Krista doing now? Is she still working at the restaurant? Is she fitting in?
Yeah, Krista's a badass. She has everything under control.
Yeah, and I think that she's still working like hand in hand with Kathy on a lot of different projects. And she actually, I don't know if she's still doing this, but is she still Caleb's like personal chef?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that how she kind of got into the mix, maybe?
I don't know
No,
how she got in the mix.
no, I don't know either. I'm not really sure.
Sure. I think
but-
she's well known around San
Yeah.
Francisco.
Okay.
Because, you know, she does a lot of private events and private parties and everything like that.
Yeah.
So she's very busy. She's very busy. And so with having this relationship with Kathy and doing the show, I'm sure she's even more busy now. But yeah, you're right. It's like you naturally root for her because you can tell her talent is shining through. She just has some ropes to learn. And
I can't
yeah,
imagine.
I was like, we were watching it,
No.
we're like, I could not imagine being in that kitchen.
No, I can't imagine having to know all the
Kathy and
recipes.
Peter.
How do you know all the recipes? How do you know
Right.
what to put in them? And to do it so quickly.
Right, and just the stress of having them watching over your shoulder.
Yes.
You guys can relate to.
Oh, yeah.
I still get nervous like doing a grilled cheese. I'm like, oh shit, don't burn it, you know?
I still have to recite the table numbers. A3.
Oh yeah,
It does look like they're just
exactly.
out wherever they're in that restaurant. So we'll definitely give you that one. That's gonna be tough. I think more importantly, how did Chef Krista get along with Long?
I think pretty well. I mean, they're both professionals. I think Krista just does her job.
Yeah.
Oh, are you implying, Katie, that Long does not do this?
Yeah.
job?
No,
Because
no,
he may
by all
not be
means.
joining us live right now, and I think I would like to hear from him.
By all means, I'm just saying that Krista isn't gonna, you know, talk back or slack in any way. I think she shows up, she does her job, so I think it's easy to get along with her and to work professionally with her.
Yeah, she is great. She's like really a great person to be around. And I remember that shift, it did feel really strange to not have Katie there, to not have Josh there, to not have Kathy there. And so I can tell it translated in that episode because it was very awkward.
Mm-hmm.
It was awkward.
Yeah. Well, and I think the idea of you and Long being alone in the restaurant after what we saw in episode 1, were you concerned that he was going to be able to keep his cool in a stressful evening like that?
I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I have to take it upon myself to make sure that we just get through the day. But he also was like, this can be my chance to prove myself, or maybe have some one-on-one time with Peter and show that I can do a great job and that Kathy can really trust me, because Kathy really does trust Long. She has a lot of trust in him. And I remember Long and I just really watching her interaction with Peter, and she did seem a little bit under stress, but also like cool and like had it together.
Yeah. I admire those kind of people.
Same.
Patience is not my
We are all like that.
I'm like, I'm gonna hide behind the bar. You guys can do all that.
Oh, and I want to say hello to McMac, who has joined us live, and everybody else who is hanging out with us. We love to see ya. And you're going to get the scoop now on Olivia and Kristi Yamaguchi. Did you guys get to actually interact with her once you finally both got to be at the dinner, the big charity dinner with Kristi?
Yes, and she's everything you think she would be.
Oh.
She is so nice, so genuine. She married an NHL player. And so I brought that
Guess
up.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I brought that up, and you know, she remembered later on saying something like, "Oh, I'll tell my husband," or you know, just she's so just great. I'm immediately bigger fan than I was before.
Oh,
Yeah.
Love to hear that. Did you, Kristi? Did you walk up to her and say, "Hi, Kristi, I'm Kristi,
No.
and I have a friend named Kristi. I'm gonna get on Kristi Reports and talk about it."
I did internally. I did not do that. I really, really wanted to. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is my chance. Like, when's my shot? When do I shoot my shot? Kristi Yamaguchi. But no, like seriously, got straight there and went straight to serving and just did my best to kind of blend, you know, and
Yeah.
sparked a conversation with the guests. But I also didn't want to come off weird and strange and make eye contact and then make
Stare at her.
and stare at her. So yeah, the interaction comes later. But of course, it was just really nice to be at the events and get pulled away from what I thought was going to be a very shitty night. And it wasn't that shitty.
Yeah, you kind of got saved there.
Yeah.
What did you think when was it Chef Kathy who called you, or how did that go down?
I actually felt bad leaving because we really did start to get slammed. It was around 8-9 p.m. when that's like the height of dinner service, and there were a couple of like private parties, and I mean we had some big tables, and I was in the middle of really large parties, so I was asked to leave, and I didn't know what it was, but I was like, I'm not asking any questions. You said Kathy said leave, I'm out of here. Bye.
Yeah.
Kristi Yamaguchi, Kathy, yes.
I'm gonna go.
And she grabbed her pink backpack and she was out of there.
I mean, I feel like I manifested it like as I was like in the middle of my day. I'm like, well, maybe I gotta call. I just
Because you're that girl. That's what you do.
and that is what I do. Yes. Throw it out there.
She makes it happen. Makes it happen. And so you got the intense pleasure of walking these beautiful plates up. Would you say it was 200 stairs?
I have no place to speak on the struggle of the
A
stairs.
million stairs.
Because when I
There
walked
were
in, I was
so
like, what the
many.
hell is that?
There were
Katie,
so
that's
many.
all you, girl.
I don't know.
We
how
saw
many
you
stairs.
in the episode just
Yeah.
hoofing it up, and you got heels on. Too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was awful, but they weren't steep. I would say if you want to look at the silver lining there, they were not steep stairs.
These
they
are
were
two
quite
positive
shallow.
ladies here. You guys are manifesting things. They're looking on the bright side.
Again, they don't
That's how
have
you become a TV star.
I wish they had more of our actual candid moments because, again, you know, Katie, at this point, like her delivery is so good. Sometimes she's like, well, are you ready to serve up these stairs?
So we're gonna walk
She's
these
like, we're
10
gonna walk these
flights.
stairs.
You're gonna have a great time.
Oh,
Put on your stiletto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that when they called you to come over, they didn't give you that memo. It wasn't like, and also be prepared to take a hike, literally.
No, had no idea where I was going, had zero direction. It was like, okay, just enter through the doors. And I was, where am I going?
Yes.
And I don't know who I saw.
That was our workout for
Yeah.
the day.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Well, it was pretty fun to watch,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. And of course, as you guys mentioned, we ended on this huge cliffhanger. Where is the other meatball? What was it called? The lion's mane?
The lion's head meatball.
Lion's head meatball. Okay, so I have a theory here. You know, we watch a lot of reality TV here on Kristi Reports, and these things tend to happen. And I suspect that usually a producer has a hand in these sorts of things. And I can just imagine how one of those meatballs could have slid off a plate right into the trash can, especially if being handled by an inexperienced server or a producer. So what do you guys think happened to that?
I would
rogue
be
meatball?
shocked if they pulled that on us. Because
You
we
would?
had already been struggling with those stairs. And it was such an important event that I feel like for that to be a wrench that they threw in there. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't do reality TV all the time. It's my first time.
Well, I know from talking to you guys a little bit off camera too, I get the real scoop, you guys. But that this show is very authentic. It's on the up and up. They're not orchestrating a lot of things like that, from what I've heard from you guys.
Yeah, they don't want a lot of drama. They're actually trying to minimize the drama. They want it to be a very family-friendly show, and they do want it to be food-focused. And so I think that when there was a lot of drama or too much drama, it was taking away from the quality of the show.
And I think that when you're in live events and in productions, like, you know that there's always a small little bump in the road, like it's bound to happen. And so those things were very real. I don't even know if they didn't even mention like the knives, something about there were no knives.
That's right.
There were no, like they had a few missing things in the culinary setup.
Yes, something had happened, and there was missing knives.
There were missing knives, there were missing spoons, there were no spoons.
Mm-hmm.
And there was the missing
Yeah.
meatball. And I remember, like, when we found out about the missing meatball, it was like a total game of telephone. Like, did you hear about the meatball? Wait, there's a gone meatball. Wait, where is the meatball? And it was for real, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Is it rolling down the stairs?
Yes,
as we
they have the
speak?
shot.
Down
the
stairs.
shot.
It's still rolling if you're there. It is still going down the stairs.
Well, who we saw handling the meatball situation was Chef Kathy's assistant, Justin. This was the first time we've seen him. It was just a little glimpse of him. And I'm wondering, why are we not seeing him more? Is he not in the restaurant a lot?
Oh, he's fabulous. We should see him more.
He
He is
is-
just fabulous. But he's her assistant, and he's very, very busy.
He's doing real life.
He's
things.
doing,
Okay.
real life things. I mean, for him, I'm impressed for him to be doing what he does and then to show up and film and show up and help, because he really does help at these events, is so impressive to me. I mean, he has so much on his plate. So he's doing the real life assisting. And then when we need extra hands for the special events, he comes in.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd like to get to know him a little bit more.
He's great.
I hope he will. I believe that he's going to be coming around a lot more after what you
Yeah.
saw today.
Yeah.
But he is the best. He's just, awesome. Yeah.
Well, someone else that I really enjoy is Lillian.
Yeah.
And she is just such a boss. She makes me feel empowered in those scenes where it's her and Kathy together, like taking care of business. I want to get up off the couch at that exact moment and be like, okay, what are we doing? Like, let's make it happen.
Yes.
And I just am really struck by Lillian. I was also struck by the fact that she's wearing Valentino shoes. She's driving her Porsche. Like, is she that fabulous IRL?
Yes.
Yes.
She definitely works a lot of private events, a lot of special events. I don't know what level of caliber before Kathy, but it was really high.
Yeah.
So
she's got
she's
some experience.
Yeah, she has experience and she definitely knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can see it in her aesthetic, like her overall design and her eye and her attention to detail is really like no other person I've ever worked with.
Oh my
And
gosh.
the way
Did
that
she put
Lillian,
together that table
Yes.
at the Kristi Yamaguchi
You know,
dinner?
I
It
was trying to help.
gorgeous.
I was trying to help, and then she had to tell me it had to be a certain amount of inches from the end of the table, and then something else had to be a certain amount of inches. So then I actually had to step back and be like, I don't know if I can do this. Someone else might have to take over.
but it's like you can't help but like appreciate that in
Yeah.
a leader or somebody that's putting something together. And yeah, it's funny because Lillian has a way of her delivery to where it's like you won't not take anything she says seriously. Like even the way that, like you were saying, that she interacts with Kathy, it's like Kathy is a boss in herself, but then to really care about Lillian's opinion and take so much weight, like Lillian is very much that powerful woman for sure.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell that they have a real friendship too, where they trust each other's opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because I always feel like Katie and I are always like, oh, that'll be us when we grow up one day.
That. Yeah.
Lillian.
2.0.
Just be your little
Yeah. Someday.
Right now, I'll serve this meatball.
Yes. They are loving this inside
I'll just
scoop
drag
here.
my Toyota Tacoma until then.
All of our live viewers they're LMAOing from what they tell us. Hello, Shawnette. Good to see you here. If you guys have any questions about episode 3 or anything about Chef Dynasty House of Fang, please throw them up at us. Chef Kathy is obviously the focal point here, and she's someone that we know from winning a couple seasons of Chopped. Is there something that you guys would say people don't know about her or wouldn't get about her from watching the show?
I think that this is going to sound really weird, but I think because she is so stunning and she's so young that people are criticizing her, and you see it. I see it online because I think that they're kind of thrown off by it, that they're missing the fact that she's so well established. Like 2-time Chopped champion. What else has she done? She's done a ton of stuff. And they miss that point. They miss that part.
And I think that's something we always talk about is like, especially today in 2023, you can be accomplished, smart, beautiful, and sexy. And I think that when we see the feedback from the audience, we're like, wait a minute, why are you not accepting the fact that this is just how a woman decides to present herself? And we have the power to do that. I mean, like, it is an honor for us to be surrounded by such boss babes, and I feel like a lot of the theme in this show shows a lot of girl power.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is tough to kind of see that that's still people's opinions these days.
Yeah, the misogyny is real.
But it's coming also from women, which is very shocking. So
what about the two of you? How are you handling the online commentary?
Well, I don't know. Well, okay, I'll just date it back. I've been getting hate comments for years, so it doesn't bother me. And actually, I always revert back. Like, if anyone wants a tip in life, I have never, and I will stand by this, I have never seen a happy person write a mean comment. I have never seen a successful person write a mean comment. So all of those people that are writing those hate messages, those mean comments, like that is a reflection on them.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel bad for them because there's something going on their end that they can't hold back from saying those mean comments.
Yes.
The only way that I would ever say something, you know, because my background is fitness, is if somebody was physically hurting their client online and I'm like, hey, slow your roll, like maybe that person, you know, is gonna get hurt. Like that, but no way would I be mean.
Right.
But I can't fathom why people would ever have like this need to be a hateful, mean person.
And who has time? Who has time?
Yeah,
I don't
no,
understand.
Again, that goes back to like, what are you doing with your life?
Right.
Are you bored? Are you miserable? Like for you to sit there and say mean things about people, that just crazy. You know?
Yeah, and you know, if you are the kind of person who's maybe not having the best day and you feel like unloading on a stranger online, what you should do instead is sign up for Katie's fitness and nutrition app.
You need endorphins.
Change your life. Get happy, get successful, and then you'll be good.
I mean, my response, I told you all my TikTok hate I was getting, is I just started counteracting with really funny responses.
Oh yeah, the clapbacks.
The clapbacks are the best.
Yes.
So yeah, love that.
That's what I'm looking forward to most from you two, the clapbacks.
The clapbacks. Bye, haters.
Well, I know it can't be as easy as you guys are making it seem to be new docu-series drama stars. But you are also Fang servers, and tonight we are going to put to the test your Fang menu knowledge. All right, we are going to play a little game. You are going to test your Fang menu memory. All right, stop looking at my computer screen too. I am going to describe one of Fang's tasty dishes. Okay. All right, and we will see. I got these descriptions straight from DoorDash. I'm dying to you. And we'll see if you guys, who can first guess which dish I'm talking about.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
No peeking.
Well, I can't, my eyes are so bad I couldn't peek if I wanted.
I got
There
you.
go. All right, this famous dish is chili crusted and glazed in a
Catfish.
sweet soy sauce.
Catfish.
Then
This is the
served
first
over garlic bok choy.
This is the five spice chili, honey short ribs.
Honey short
Ribs.
She's
the
got it.
ribs.
Ribs. And that was the wrong
Ribs.
one. Say it again, girl.
Ribs. Yeah, throughout the episode, you see this dish, but this is my favorite, you guys. If you're gonna go to Fang, you must order the honey chili short ribs.
Chili short ribs.
Chili honey short ribs. I forget.
She every night.
Every night. Even when I like didn't want to, it would like come out of
No,
the
you
kid.
didn't.
Like, what do you want tonight, Kristi? I'm like, oh, I think I'll just get chili short ribs. Like just come out. I don't know. So good.
All right.
So
I should have said Ed Stilo's favorite.
Okay, yeah.
All right. This steamed dish is filled with crispy, melt in your mouth pork belly, chicken or tofu, sweet and sour carrot pickles.
buns. The sweet pork buns.
Who said it first?
Oh,
Together.
Together.
Okay. Okay.
But
One
we
and
were
one.
like,
We're gonna get Katie that one.
Yeah, the buns.
Okay, here we go. This one is Chef Peter Fang's answer to American Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Sesame
sesame chicken.
You got it.
With sweet potatoes.
With the glazed sweet potatoes. You know,
Yeah.
I don't eat chicken, but I would love to try the glazed sweet potatoes. That is the sesame chicken.
It's the mix that gets you. It's the sweet potato with the chicken. That's what's so unassuming.
Yeah.
Try it.
That dish is very filling.
It's a good
It
dish.
sounds like Thanksgiving style, right?
Kind of.
That's the idea. All right. Well, if you are in the mood for nudes, these are served with ground pork, onion, crispy garlic, shallot, chili, sesame sauce, lime, and herbs.
Is it Szechuan
Is
noodles?
this a house noodle?
The Szechuan.
Are they Szechuan or are they sesame?
They're sesame.
Really?
I'm talking about the tossed sesame noodles, ladies.
I've never had those
Oh, I don't
actually.
think so.
I had the Szechuan noodle. That's why I guessed that because
Okay.
I used to get those all
A
the
little more spice than the sesame noodles.
Mhm.
Interesting.
time.
See, it's getting tough up in here. I got one more for
Give me a
you.
picture.
Look. This traditional Chinese dish incorporates Middle Eastern flavors,
The yogurt.
bursting with umami and spice, simmered with tomatoes, garlic, and oregano.
She's saying it as like
Okay,
giving us
but
a
yeah.
chance to say the
You're
answer.
like, so I told you everything.
I scrolled away now. No, look
Is
at
it an
that.
entree? Is it an appetizer?
It's an entree, and it's one that they even talked about, or she did a version of it for one night only.
Seafood
Here
stew,
it is.
mapo tofu.
Traditional
is
Chinese
it-
dish umami and spice.
Wow, I don't know that one. I can confidently say I do not
Is it the
know.
seafood stew or the mapu tofu? Or the
Mapu tofu shakshuka. You got it.
Wait,
Oh,
that's crazy.
right.
That's on the menu?
It is.
I mean, if you
Great.
get it, you can have it DoorDashed right here, right now.
I think
If you want to try it.
We need to study.
Maybe
That's
do.
a fact check.
I won't tell. I won't tell.
No,
Chef
because when
Kathy.
people ask me like, "What do you recommend?" I tell them my favorite. So
Yeah,
there's a
right.
go-to that I have,
Mhm.
and then I mean, I'm such a person that's set in my ways that I eat the same thing all the time.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give you two, as Peter gave Chef Krista, a B minus. Not bad.
Oh,
That's so hurtful for an Asian, for like coming from an Asian parent. Like,
Yeah.
be mine. It's
Well,
might as
if
well
anything's
fail.
less than an A+, it's
Yeah,
bad.
failure.
Oh my God. Well, all right. You'll get a chance to redeem yourselves next week. We'll play another fun game.
Last weekend I failed, or last episode I failed too.
Yeah, but you know what? We got some good tips from you on how to cut down the fat in cows when we're eating out.
Okay,
Which is
fine.
what I really wanted. From
Which
you.
is really,
Some free advice.
which is really the win.
Yeah. So
Okay.
go back and check that out for sure.
Was there a macros count?
No, it was a macros test, but
It
the
was.
egg roll thing threw me off because you used 2 egg rolls and the whole.
And then I
the,
showed her
the
a whole
picture.
Oh,
was
wait,
the
no, watch
whole
that.
dish.
Okay, yes.
The whole
Yeah.
dish is probably 1,000 grams of fat.
You go back to Chef Dynasty House of Fang after show episode 2,
Yes.
Kristi, and play along and see if you can do better.
I was like, yeah, you had
Oh,
three
she
different
watched.
dishes.
I did.
Yeah. Well, ladies, we are all going to be watching next week, of course. What do we have to look forward to? Episode 4.
Will we wrap up if we find the meatball?
Oh yes, very important.
And
The great
I
meatball
always wanted to
mystery.
tease that there is a dessert, and I was very proud to say that like we kind of set up the choreography for that presentation because it was a little bit of a
That's
shoot
right.
sheet.
we're gonna let them see that, and then
Okay,
we'll
let
talk
them see
about
it.
it
Yes.
because there may or may not have been an entrance of dessert.
And because we don't know what they're gonna keep in it, but it was so rushed and so crazy because I went from like finding the meatball and I was like, okay, it's time for the dessert. And they were like, oh God, we gotta think of like how are we gonna go about this? And I was like, okay, everybody, 5, 6, 7, 8.
But then was it Josh?
And it was like go left, go right,
I
go
can't
left, go right.
remember, but I feel like Josh was like,
Were you the
okay,
Asian
wait, what?
Spice Girls again?
A
Like
little bit.
episode 1?
It was very mild. It was more of an
Oh.
entrance.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
some
think we were
shots.
on that list.
Yeah. And I think that after we wrap up, Kristi, is this our trip to Napa? Is that
No,
where
this
we're
is
going?
RSA. This is super busy
Oh,
week.
that's right. Oh my
This is
God.
like
Oh,
The
yes, it
all
looked like there were like
crazy,
some
crazy
techie,
busy.
some hungry,
Oh my gosh.
hungry tech moguls waiting
it
for
was
us. Like,
yeah, it was crazy busy.
okay, and
Yeah.
what is this about Napa? Because I would love to see you all have a few glasses of wine together and see.
Oh,
what
I would
unfolds.
also like to see myself have glasses of wine, but we did not get to partake in the wine.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert. We
But
have none of it.
It is a fabulous episode. That event, I can't wait to see that episode.
Yeah, you're gonna love that
Mhm.
for sure. But next week it's insanity.
Mhm.
Like as we were watching the show and watching the teaser, like it kind of triggered me a little bit because
It was
like
exhausting.
it was exhausting.
What was
it
it?
was
4
3
days?
to 4 days of
I
doubles.
think it was 4 days.
And Fang is located like in the middle of downtown, right across the street from this big convention center
Okay.
that Caleb was a big part of, like being in the tech world. It was like cybersecurity, and like Fang is basically one of the go-to locations where people do their private events.
And it was
It
open
just
for
was.
lunch and dinner. And besides having the private parties, you had walk-ins.
Mhm.
So it was like start at 11, get done at 11.
Yeah.
For 4 days.
Yeah,
Oh, ladies.
and people don't even see that there's 2 other different levels to this
Yeah.
location, and
Mhm.
we are the only servers working both of them.
Mm-hmm.
More steps.
Mm-hmm.
More steps,
More workouts.
and like we were so sore that entire time we were there filming.
Did I
because
get a foot massage after? I think I did.
I think we like
I
set
think
up.
yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. It was intense.
Well, I can't wait to see you stressed, sore,
I hope you
sore
enjoy it.
now.
I hope you enjoy that.
no, honestly, between the hills of San Francisco and
yeah.
all of the levels of Fang, we were sore 24/7. Like every day we woke up, we're like, my body hurts, everything hurts, everything hurts.
Why am I so tired?
Well, next week you will be able to come here if you would like and sit on the couch once again and enjoy. We do this live at 7 p.m. Pacific time right here on the Kristi Reports YouTube channel. There's a big red subscribe button right about down there. If you hit that and click the little bell, you'll get notified when we are live. So you can come and ask all your nosy questions for these
Yeah.
two lovely ladies. And if they just can't wait till next week with their nosy questions, after my own heart, no judgment here, where can they reach out to you at, Katie?
Me, Katie Chung-Hua. Everything's under Katie Chung-Hua. I think I'm the only one.
She's got that app. She's got the podcast.
I have a podcast. It's on pause right now until we get through all of this, and then it'll start up again.
Yeah, let's go back and
excited.
listen.
Yeah.
Ja Rule is on there. She's got
Yeah.
some other inspiring
Yeah.
stuff, so check that out.
New season
Kristi-Anne
coming out.
Lopez.
Huh?
Kristi-Anne Lopez,
Sorry.
pageant director,
Yeah.
pageant coach.
Yeah, I've got some things coming up. We're starting off some pageant workshops for the next few weeks and just open registration for Regency West Coast. So we're casting and finding girls from all over California and Nevada. So yeah, got some fun stuff coming up.
Wow, that's so exciting. Kristi goes deep with these girls. It's more than just walking with like a book on their head. We talked about it in the first episode of the after show. Very inspiring stuff. She gave us some journal prompts. Go back and check that out.
Ooh,
People. Yes. And catch up with these ladies in the meantime. Thank you guys so much.
Of course.
For coming and
Thank you for
hanging out
having
with
us.
me here in the Sky Studio. This was super fun. Thank you to everyone who joined us live. Shawnette and McMac. Long, if you're there listening to see if we talked about you.
Long.
Please call in next week. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, we want you on the next episode.
And we'll keep you all informed as to whether or not that happens. Follow me at Kristi Reports. And we will see you next week for episode 4. Adios.
Woohoo!
So fun.
Cute.